Okay, hello and welcome back again. Now, it's just a very brief lesson on about what you can expect from this section of uh, chapter 4. I'm just going to jump all the way to part D. The one I'm going to cover today is all on part D, as I mentioned, from page 86 all the way until page 94. All right. So, just some things to take note here. Okay, this part should already be enabled by then. If it's not enabled, please drop me a message immediately so I can just rectify that. But I think I should have enabled it by now. Alright, so we're going to look at part 5 of chapter 4. This is actually the last part of your WA2 that we are actually going to be assessing. And then we're going to look at, we're going to divide it into two different things, demand and supply policies. Okay, so you just need to know about some things here. How does Singapore sustainably ensure the sustainable use of water? Sustainable means that you use enough resources today such that your future resources are not compromised. So basically your kids and your grandkids are able to still use water and you don't abuse it. Okay, so that's the rough idea. So Singapore does it by doing three things: reducing consumption of water, increasing the water supply using the four national taps, and improving our water quality. You notice, okay, I hope I'm not moving, I hope I'm not moving too fast. You notice that these three things follow closely the textbook. The first part here is how the countries improve water quality. Okay. Then the second part is how do we reduce water consumption? And the last part is improve water technologies. So it's definitely covered throughout. Just that for this particular part, I want you to look at some things closely. Okay. So management strategies. Reducing water consumption, Singapore does it via increasing the price of water and education. Okay. And increasing the price of water, in this particular diagram, you can see how we are taxed, especially when we use too much water. The more water we use, the higher the tax rate. So you can see above 40 meters cube per consumption, we get a higher tax rate and we pay more. All right. So one is pricing of water. You can read this. And the other is through education. Now on page 88, 89, what you can see here is how the PUB uses education to tell people about buying appliances that actually save water. And then you got a South African example. For your test, for your WA2, I think you can just look at Singapore and how they do it. Refer to your textbook, not so much on the one here. Okay, the one in the textbook talks about the Watermark awards for products that actually use water efficiently. So some things you can take note there, right? Let's see what else. Okay, so you can use any of the example, the water efficiency labeling scheme, public education, and the PUB water saving kit. All right, you can watch the video on time and fill this up. Do fill it up so at least I know that you guys have actually gone through the lesson. So education is one way. This is how we reduce water consumption. Increase the price of water and education. Okay, in your textbook, it's mainly this. They don't really say about increasing the price of water, just use education. Alright, so back to here. The third part, this is the case study of South Africa. You can watch. I'm not going to go through this thoroughly. I'm just skip to part 4. Part 4 talks about the four national taps of Singapore. There's maybe 4. In your textbook, you will find it here. Let me see if that is here. Okay, part of it is here. Okay, so there's 4 national taps. Let me go back here. Okay, you can watch the video. You have imported water, desalinated water, basically taking water out of the sea by removing the salt. New water, water that is recycled from your waste. And lastly, local water catchment, your reservoirs. So these are your 4 national taps. Critical for you to know because they are critical to Singapore's water security. Now, this is what I call our supply side policy. So, anything to do with increasing supply. Supply means the amount of water we have to sell or to give to Singaporeans. So, supply is the amount of water. Demand is how much water we need and ask. Okay. So, the 4 national taps are one way Singapore manages the supply of water. Okay. We import water from Malaysia. We rely on our reservoirs, we recycle our water, and we use water from the sea. Okay, so this is an example of localized capture of water. So you can see reservoirs. In fact, these are originally rivers and streams that were dammed up to become a reservoir. And of course, this is the famous Marina Barrage. Hope you guys been there. You should go there one day. Your parents can bring you lah. Alright, so give it a shot. That's local water catchment. And we do also import water from Johor at the Lingyu Reservoir. Alright, so we have 3 agreements where we buy water from Malaysia at a relatively cheap price, but we do sell it back to them after we clean and treat the water. Okay, so it's a two-way relationship. And you can watch about this. Basically, you know, there's a second national tap. Third one is new water. You have to think about it. Think about this. If you rely on Malaysia just fully for water, is there a problem with that? We'll think about it. I think I asked a question the last time, but think about it, okay? Now, new water is to increase our water security by using wastewater, cleaning it, and making it drinkable for our consumption. So they use this thing called reverse osmosis that pushes out all the impurities to make sure the water is drinkable. So just a very, very brief summary about that. Okay, so look it up. This is another way we increase water supply. And the last part, desalinated water. I think we only have 1 or 2 desalinated water plants in Singapore, Tuas, and I think the other one is Seletar or Senoko. It's my mistake, I have to find out. Oh yes, sorry. Oh, we have 5. I thought there's only 2. Never mind. Alright, so we take seawater, we clear out the salt and brine, and voila, we have water. Okay, so these are the 4 things. And lastly, how we improve water quality is through the use of laws. Right, this is on page 86 to 87. You can read up specifically how Singapore does it by limiting what can be released into waterways and legislating that, or making laws that no factories or companies can just release water into our rivers like that. Okay, so that's one thing they have to do. And that's it. Okay, so the task for you guys here is I need you to complete this lesson here, ITT and all that. Please complete. So there's 2 things to complete. This one, 29 of you, get it done. This one, get it done as well, for everything. Okay, I've enabled it for you. If you have the time, I'd like you to actually upload a mind map, which I think we sampled in the class. You see, these are mind maps you guys did on that particular lesson. Maybe you can talk about demand and supply. Alright, since it's Haraya, maybe I'll reward the best mind map with 1 green packet. You all want that? Okay, so I'll see you guys most probably next Thursday online, or next Wednesday face to face. You see me at Wave High. Okay, and we'll catch up soon. Bye. I have to press this one need to complete if not 8 marks becomes 0 marks. Okay, cheers guys, bye.